Please give her a round.
All right. If I told you that I dance Latin and salsa and quickstep and foxtrot, if I told you that I'm able to speak to people, if I told you that I've done some public speaking, would you believe that I'm actually an IT guy? It's true. It's really true. My first passion, in a way still is, has been to install computer networks for other people. So they come to me and say, Ivan, we have this computer problem. Can you look at it and fix it for us? Sure. Move aside. Stop. How did you do that? I don't know. I just know it is. And then I tell them I help people to transform their lives. It's like, computers and people, isn't that like something totally different? No. Exactly the same thing. Because we're all running software. And just like a computer system, some of that software is helping us, and some of that software is pretty buggy. Some of that software might even need to be reinstalled. It's like, sorry, I think we need to wipe your drive. Reinstall the OS. How long is that going to take? Well, give me about 15 minutes. When it's a computer system. So for a person, it does take a little bit longer. But the fascinating thing is, I've always loved to reverse engineer things and to see like how does things work. That's how I get into computers. And I also specifically remember my principal saying, Ivan, I think it's time for you to leave this school. Because you're not paying attention. You're not showing up. And I was like, it's one of the, you're never going to end up to anything speeches, yes, isn't it? Which it actually was. And so, I was already working on computers myself and reverse engineering them. And I got an opportunity from the first person that sold me my first computer. And I remember to this day that his exact words were, if you break it, just bring it back to the store. Bad choice, bad choice. We were there 4 times the first month. Luckily my father was willing to drive me there. But what's interesting about it is, I wasn't scared to fail. It didn't occur to me. I wasn't scared. And a lot of us are being raised to be scared of things, to not try things. I can even imagine that a couple of you might want to raise your hand, are fearful of computers, of doing something wrong on their computer. Like, I'm not clicking on that, I don't know what that's about. Now you call me, yeah? Like, can I click on this? Well, depends. What does it say? Oh, this and this and this. I should know. Don't click on it. So, keep in mind that making mistakes is okay. If you fuck up, it's fun. There's always somebody that A, can help you, B, it has a lesson in it, and C, how are you ever going to know what it does if you're not trying it? And it's kind of funny because that, in a way, also brought me here. Because I was in a business seminar, and they had 2 days of speaking. Oh joy. I prepared the speech and stuff, you know, like a technician. Like, I'm gonna say this joke and this icebreaker, and everybody's gonna laugh and la 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 la. So I prepare all the night, and the next day I was in front of the audience, and I started my icebreaker, and nothing happens. It's like, doop, neat. So I was like, okay, everybody's looking at me. I don't know what to do. So I kind of blacked out. And I really felt bad. I really felt bad. I went back to the end of the room, to a similar size actually, we were training. And I had this internal struggle. Who's ever had this internal struggle in which you're not sure if you want to do something or stop something, continue something, stop something? Who's had those? Almost everybody, yeah? So I had one of those, a very important one in my life. I was like this internal chatter like, no, I'm gonna quit. That's it, you know? They didn't laugh at my jokes, I suck, I go home. But I didn't. It's like, I'm gonna do something radically different. So I raised my hand, asked the teacher, can I try again? She said, sure, go ahead. Well, everybody else, haha, now we don't have to go. You know? So I went again, and I basically told them what just happened. Instead of all this preparing and stuff, and I just said like, look, I came here, I prepared, I had this joke, and I basically sunk through the floor, and I wanted to quit. And people reacted to that like, whoa, that's how we feel, you know, but you're saying it. So basically, I got a standing ovation. And that kept me going. And later on, because we were actually split into smaller groups, but the final event, 2 speakers of every group got to speak on the big stage. 300 people. Guess who got to go? Yeah. So the point I'm bringing is, don't let your previous software hold you down. It's not because you're doing something in a specific way right now that you have to keep doing it that way. And a more interesting thing is, who did you get that software from? Because a lot of the software that's installed, we didn't install ourselves. It's done by society, it's done by mommy and daddy, by family, friends. They mean well. And they have their software, which they got somewhere. So, just stand still and ask yourself, what software am I running for what? And does this software serve me? And if it doesn't serve you, find a network installer and change it.